Hi again, everybody. Hey, there's something really quick that I wanted to look up. I thought might make a interesting video. So you'll notice from time to time in Football Manager that you may or may not have the ability to sign players from abroad who are, say, below 18 years old. In every single nation I've checked, that's kind of the case. So I'll show you an example here. If you go over to South Korea, um, it'll take a second here. It pops up here. I went looking all the way through this to see if there was some sort of rules or some sort of laws thing or something like that. There's nothing like that on here. To see if you can sign young players or not, you kind of have to go through the youth intake part of transfers here. So because of the way that this particular save is, I have to go all the way back to July 2022, which is over a year before where I currently am in game. You can see it's September 2023 now. And so I just pick a guy at random, Kim Yo-jin. And we'll take a little look at Mr. Kim and see what we could do if we wanted to get a transfer for him. So we can make an offer, but it says right here, the transfer will go through on Friday, 14th of June, 2024, as under 18 players playing in South Korea are not allowed to sign for teams abroad. This is, as far as I am aware, the only place in which you could see anything like this. I don't know of any other place in the game itself where you can see what these rules are. I have to assume that it's someplace in the in-game or in the pre-game editor, but I haven't gone in to like really dig into this and figure this stuff out. I do know that it's something that can be changed because I have played with editor data files that basically allow players to be signed no matter how old or how young they are from certain nations. Now, an interesting thing to look at here is, so we're in China, right? For Chinese registration purposes, players in Hong Kong and Taiwan are counted as Chinese. However, that doesn't mean that we can go assign them right away. That's something that I just learned. So if we go over here to Hong Kong and we go look at, I think it's April 2023, and I hate this system, by the way. I wish they would change this. Yeah, we go look at April 2023 and we'll look at this guy, Chang Kaho. And he's 16 years old. Let's just pretend that we wanted him. So we go to make an offer. It says the same thing here. This transfer will not go through until June 2025 because under 18 players playing in Hong Kong are not allowed to sign for teams abroad. So from the Hong Kong perspective, this team playing in China is going to count as a team abroad, even though if this guy signed for our team, he would count as a native Chinese player, not as a foreign player for those purposes. So this is something important to keep in mind because if you're going to do a search for players, right? You go over to players in range, and if you're looking for new gens to sign and you want to find guys who are from someplace abroad, so we're going to go off the new GANs thing, and we'll take this off. We'll keep this on is new gen is not, so that we only find new gens. What you're going to want to look for in terms of foreign players are players who are 18 and above, and we're probably going to want to add nationality as not Chinese. And there you go. Now you can look at all of these newly generated players from all sorts of countries that you can look at, that you can find, and that you could actually sign here. This might be a good thing to use if you're trying to figure out what you want your scouts to focus on, just so that you're not, focusing on players that kind of aren't worth it. Now, my personal recommendation is really not to sign anybody really even over 19. Probably just look only at the 18-year-olds. And then because I'm playing in China, I want to ignore all the goaltenders because I can't sign them anyway because of the team rule. And as you can see here, I mean, we have a huge number of players who are, I guess this is saying 17 to 18. We want them to be a minimum of 18, so we will have to do 18 to 19. We could look at this then maybe by position itself or something like that and say, okay, well, we have these 500 players. We can then go through that really quickly, figure out the ones that we want to scout, and then scout away. Anyway, this is an idea of what you can do because, as you know, one of the tricks in Football Manager is trying to sign these players when they're young because the younger you can get them, the less they're going to cost. And the less they're going to cost, the better off you're going to be. Plus, if you can pull these guys in when they're 18 as opposed to being 19, you can get them homegrown at club. So by the time they're 21, they could really be an asset for you. Anyway, just a couple of thoughts. Hope you enjoy it. Talk to you later. Bye.